funniest part of this debate is that they're gonna pretend that they didn't have a hand in getting me excluded and removed from these facilities. And the second I pull upon them and I remove the camouflage, right? I turn off my invisibility and I disappeared, and I suddenly reappear and I start smashing their faces in. All of a sudden they're gonna start to think to themselves, where did this come from, when they didn't have a hand in getting me excluded and removed and banned and blocked for stupid reasons? When it happens, just know one thing, right? You had a choice. And I don't need to bring out the darkness within me to say this right now, but they will understand this. You had a hand in it. And it's because people in this day and age, in this generation, wherever it is they are, whatever fucking shit that they do or shit they are doing, they seem to think that being complicit and arrogant, such foolishness, pieces of shite, let's say pieces of shite, right? The fact of the matter is this: I'm a very well-spoken individual. I know growing up, I knew growing up I didn't deserve this shit, but it came to me. And then when I started to go into character and I started to violate my enemies and I started to call out their shit, people started to think, what's this guy on, man? Why is he going on? What's he going on about? Like, what's he waffling on about? And I'm going on about the fact that this system, this day and age, there's whatever it may be, because I'm still a fan of this country. I'm a fan of the UK, right? I go to all those countries and I'll say, I'm a fan of your country. I like your cuisine. I like your food. I like your sites. I like your whatever it is, your landmarks, right? I just like being a part of the culture. I'll go there and show them I'm respectful. And everybody knows this. But the fact is, some of these dickhead cunts will go to these facilities and start strutting around, throwing their weight around, pretending that they're this and pretending that they're that, and pretending that they're roadmen and they're gangsters and they're what? Naughty people. Fraud bitches. They start to, bro. It pisses me off, bro. It's just, I can't take them seriously. And then I pull it back and I say, how can I take them seriously when they look like aliens to me? Yeah. Fucking insane, bro. And they just do it. And the point I'm trying to make here, I think, is it's the equivalent of going to these facilities, these extensions of Wolverhampton. And I quit Wolverhampton in 2018 when I created this character going forward, because that's the only reason I do what I do, to go forward. I don't like to think I'm stuck. I don't like to think I'm trapped. I don't like to think that I can't, that I'm limited. I'm limited. I never have. I never had that ideology growing up. I always moved. Levels are limitless. What's the point in playing these recordings, these freestyles, these videos, these podcasts, these main men, right? The men that give off main character energy. It's funny, the men that quote, it's fucking insane when several people out here make these videos and all of a sudden think they got main character energy, when these men can, they can have main character energy, they just don't want to. And I think with me, training with Ram, training with Tyrese, knowing Josh McCarthy, and Azim, right? Maharaj, Phil, Craig, Alvis, Billy, Dan, Yusuf, Manjinda. I think knowing a couple of these man, Tony, the guy that did sign language, what's his name? Thomas, Zapta, right? Knowing that these are certain men out here, they're doing their own thing, right? It's hard to live up to their, expectations. Like, obviously they've done this and I should, copy them. because I'm not a plagiarism act. I've never copied and pasted what another person's done. I've done it all on my own. I've established in context why I'm the greatest of all time, why I'm invisible to these rats, right? They're fake, lying rats. And we know this. The people that don't are the equivalent of slaves in the system. And then we talk about fireworker. We talk about juniper. We talk about new park. We talk about Wolfram. I feel angry. Like I want to start smashing faces in the people that were responsible for getting me kicked out. They like a couple man there knew I was making moves, and a couple man there had to try and quickly get man out. They were so jealous. They were hating, bro. They couldn't stand me, bro. And that's what I'm trying to say. Followers and the attention you get and the money you make, it means nothing. It means nothing unless you have the integrity of me. Unless you're like me, a realist, someone who will do whatever it takes, determined to seize any given opportunity. Unless you're like me, bro. Unless I've trained with you, worked with you, aligned myself with you, our interests align, we can work together. Unless that's ever happened, I don't think we're the same. I don't think we're on the same level. You're not on the same level as me. Let's just put it like that. I quoted myself. Are you impressed? I said the quote. I said the dino quote. How did I make Dino so confident? Years of experience. From the first, I mean, I think it was like there was a couple of snippets, like I'd call them demos. People still call them that, right? Because they were like recordings, they were like freestyles, so they were like snippet demos, whatever. And what I actually did was I actually sent one of these clips to my friend Guns, and I'll tag his channel below in the description. What I actually did was in 2018, before I created the channel, because I was making a lot of videos and I was trying to create some sort of character, and I was going through some shit, right? And I had no one to talk to about it, so I created a channel, and I kind of went forward. It might actually have been prior. It might have been before, because I always knew I always wanted to, and that was like for a very long time. So I always wanted to do that, and I think what I had done back then was I hadn't really created any sort of script or any sort of lyrics or any sort of stuff like that. Like I hadn't really written anything down and spoken on my feelings like that. But when I kind of made a recording and I sent for Jack Bar, I think that was the moment I realized that Dino had confidence and a character